Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix from Maine, and today we're going to be talking about The Young and the Restless for the week of uh, July the 28th. But first, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, share, comment. It helps out the channel a lot. It's free to do, so please, if you can, go on ahead, at least hit that like button. And also, we have a membership where you get early access to videos, and including this one. And we would love to have you on the membership side to see you on the live we have on Fridays and just have some great conversations and talk about the spoilers. Monday, I'm sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing because this is I already did the spoilers for Young and the Restless. This video is to talk about all of the madness and mayhem that happened in France and how the show was dropping bodies left and right because as of Monday's episode, Chance kicks the bucket. He goes out a hero, but Chance is gone. We also had Damian Kane, who they spent all of that time with the mystery of who's Damian Kane, and then he turns out to be Nate's brother, and they bring Amy in, and they did all of this. Holden was Kane for a minute, Damian Kane for a minute. I'm like, the plot kind of fizzled out when um, Lily was not attracted to him, didn't want anything to do with him, and the storyline just kind of fell flat because she was supposed to be his love interest, and she looked disgusted in every scene he was in. So that was made it extremely hard to like root for the two of them. I was hoping that Damien would get a chance to be with like a different character, even Phyllis, somebody. But yeah, they just bumped off Damien too. And then of course the person who turned out to be the culprit. I'm trying to think of different words. It's not gonna hurt anything on YouTube by saying, but then they take themselves out. So we got three people that are goners. Now, the thing about the person who actually, was the real villain, it's like his name is Carter. When they showed the suspects on, who did away with Damien, I said, those are all series regulars. None of them did it. We already know they're all good characters. And, they just brought Kane on. He's on contract. So, it ain't him. So there's no suspects. And then they bring some random character on to be the person who did it. And it was like, that's what I predicted. I said maybe they'll bring a villain from the show's past or something. Somebody like Jordan would be like a long would be a reach, but I was gonna say long shot, but is a reach. But just having this Carter person out of nowhere be the villain, no build up, no nothing, is a huge letdown in my opinion. But other things that we got with this France trip, Audra tried to seduce Kyle. Kyle revealed that he knew what she was doing and that it didn't work. And how will this affect her relationship with Nate about what's going on? So we got Kyle and Audra, and him not cheating on Claire. That was a good thing. Um, and then of course the big Aristotle Dumas turned out to be Kane, and I'm a little let down. I love Billy Miller on Days of Our Lives, just like Kate Manzi on General Hospital. I loved her on Days of Our Lives, but neither one of them seem to fit the characters they've been giving. There's something off with Kane that, I don't even feel like I'm watching his character from Days of Our Lives. It's just something that doesn't fit. It's like having shoes that don't fit. I don't really think he fits the character. He's a good actor. I really enjoy his acting, but he has not found his stride. And he may, but he has not found his stride yet as Kane. And then, we've got the whole Billy and Jack situation where Jack realizing that Billy's just an F up. And, Billy's ready to throw everything away just to try to get Chancellor away from Victor and trying to put all his eggs in one basket, Kane. So Billy being his usual screw up and Jack being a cleanup man might be ready to hang up his brooms and mops. And we also had Phyllis, who for me has seemed out of place for a long time. When is the last time Phyllis had a real love interest? You know, or any kind of this real story other than when she faked her demise. But her and Billy, working together, like that was supposed to be a thing at one point, a love triangle between Billy, Phyllis, and Sally. But that doesn't really seem like that's going anywhere. And now both Phyllis and Billy are desperate to work with Kane. Uh, Not really feeling that either. And we got Sharon and Nick back together. I'm fine with that. Sharon hasn't had a love interest in a long time. And Nick hasn't had a love interest in a long time. They have great chemistry together. They have great chemistry for decades. So I'm finally happy that they're moving in this direction. And the other honorable mention I'll give is Cole. Cole kicked the bucket. And when Cole kicked the bucket, I was like, um, what was the point of Cole? What was the point of Cole? Bringing him, together, back. He didn't have really a lot of romantic scenes with Victoria. They had some dinners. He showed up at a house. They had some moments with Claire, but Claire's not a kid. Claire's a grown woman. So while it was nice to see, she had her family unit, Cole really didn't seem to have a true place on the show. And while the actor does seem disappointed in interviews about, them bumping off the character, um, I can't really be shocked that he's gone. And I say this all the time, when you bring in big actors, Emmy-winning actors, popular actors, soaps have one budget. The budget doesn't grow because they're bringing a new person on. When they bring on a new character, a lot of times other characters got to go. Now, the actor that played Chance, he had already been taken off contract and was going reoccurring. So his demise, not too surprised about. Actually, I thought when they said it was going to be a murder mystery, I was like, oh, it's probably going to be Chance. It's going to be the victim. But it turned out to be Damien. Getting rid of Damien once again, that's a whole nother situation where, okay, that frees up money in the budget to pay for Billy Miller as the new Kane. So getting rid of Kane and Chance once again frees up money so they can actually afford Billy Miller. So I'm not shocked that Cole got the boot too. So that is just my my knowledge of production that this is how it usually works. And we've seen it so many times in soaps when somebody returns or when somebody, with a big name, comes onto the show in a contract position or a 6 month or a year position, you know, it usually means other characters got to go so that they can afford the new people or the new person. So let me know what you think about France. Was it exciting for you? Was it a dud for you? Are you glad it's over? Do you wish it can continue? Let me know all of the things in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.